Welcome to the British version of this video. If this is somehow your first time watching this video, please go to your audio tracks and change the audio to real English, please. This audio track is being added to the video exactly 1 week after its original upload, and just as I promised, I'm going to tell y'all all about the analytics now, and trust me, they're pretty crazy. Now, I think it's safe to say we did in fact break YouTube with this video. As of recording, the video has a little over 2 million views in a single week. I went from 7,000 subscribers when I uploaded it to a little over 60,000, with the vast majority of those coming from this video. We also reached #1 on the hype leaderboard, which I believe is essentially the newest version of trending. And then it looks like we also ended up starting a bit of a trend with numerous other YouTubers adding audio tracks into their own videos as well. But all of that is publicly available information, and I'm guessing that's not why you came here. So let's move on to the stats that YouTube doesn't show you. This video got me around 80,000 hours of watch time, meaning people spent the equivalent of 10 years watching my video. Just so you know, by the way, my original goal when I set out to make YouTube videos was to get as many hours of watch time as I spent to make the video. This video did not take 10 years to make. But if that's the watch time on this technically 3-minute long video, then that means the average view duration is around 2 minutes and 20 seconds. So while a lot of people were saying that this is probably the first video with 200% retention, unfortunately that is not the case, as many people didn't end up changing their audio track, and many others didn't even end up watching through the first section, meaning the average percentage viewed, or the retention rate, is around 70%, which is good, but it could be better. In fact, I met somebody with like an 80% retention rate on just a random normal video. However, at the start of the video, it is around 132%, with it dropping to 101% by the 30-second mark. Interestingly, YouTube does actually show you the unique viewers on the video, meaning it excludes any rewatches. And in that case, YouTube shows us that only about 500,000 people ended up switching over to the Klingon track, as YouTube has the unique viewer count at about 1.6 million. And if you look, that retention data does back it up, as the retention rate at the start is 130%, meaning 30% of the viewers restarted the video, or 1/3 of the unique viewers being 500,000. Which, while being a pretty big difference, I feel like isn't too big a surprise, and I honestly expected something like that to happen. My editing style isn't exactly fast-paced, and I'm still learning how to make better videos, so it's not too surprising that not everybody stuck around. There is also the fact that requiring somebody to interact with the video to continue watching is a little bit more than most are willing to do, or even able to do. For example, I received multiple messages about people not being able to change their audio track. Interestingly though, if you actually look at a lot of the overall metrics, I am curious how much this exploit factored into YouTube pushing the video as hard as it has. I'm sure it helped, but a lot of the metrics seem to be relatively high even after taking out the extra views added from the Klingon track. But I'm sure you're all wondering the big question: how much did this little 6-minute long exploit video make? Well, it made me a little under $3,000 for those 10 years of watch time, with me making about $1.50 per 1,000 views, and YouTube making about $4.50 per 1,000 views. Ah yes, love that split.
This message is brought to you by Apple Card. It's a great time to apply for an Apple Card. You'll love earning.
I may have just discovered one of the most powerful features in the history of this platform: a way to add length to a video after release. Now you're probably a bit confused right now. If you look at the runtime of this video right now, you'll see it's about 3 minutes long, just like YouTube said in the preview. Except that's a lie. Yeah, the truth is, depending on when you're watching this video, it could be anywhere from 6 to 12 minutes long. And trust me when I say, this is going to break YouTube in so many fun ways. But I do have to confess, I did lie a little bit. Technically, the video, as in what you're watching on screen right now, is only 3 minutes long, and at least for the current iteration of this exploit, it's not going to get any longer than that. The audio, though, that's where we can have some fun. Alright, I've put it off long enough. How am I doing it? Well, you see, last year, YouTube added what is, in my opinion, their best feature ever: audio tracks. You see where I'm going with this now? Yeah, if you look at your settings, there's a little button called Audio Tracks, but if you click on it, you'll see that this video is in multiple languages, except not really. The one you're watching right now is the English section of this video, but when I'm first uploading this, there's also the Klingon section. If you're thinking to yourself, I've never heard of a language called Klingon, that's because you're not a nerd. Klingon is a completely fictional language from Star Trek. Now, Why does YouTube give you the option to translate your videos into Klingon? Honestly, I have no idea, but my best guess is they borrowed some code from Google Translate for parts of this feature, which for a while now has had Klingon as an option because the creators are a bunch of nerds. And to that I say, live long and prosper. Now this little Easter egg is fun and seems harmless, except because nobody actually speaks Klingon. If you decide to do a bit of trickery and just say that you dubbed the video in Klingon while keeping that audio track in English, then you've technically just doubled the audio length of your video. So congratulations, you now speak Klingon, or at least Klingon sounds very much like English. Yeah, the moment the timer runs out on this video, you'll be able to restart and listen to a completely different audio track embedded directly over this one. And because it's in English, you'll be able to continue watching or at least listening as though nothing happened. It'll be like the video just kept going, and if you've noticed, there's been a little corner on the screen that's been showing stuff completely unrelated to what I've been saying. That is to get around that annoying bit of me not being able to update the video. Everything you've seen pop up in that corner is related to the second half of this video. So I guess if you want to understand what all that means, or just why I'm doing this in general, you'll have to keep watching. Anyways, I'll give you a few seconds to go over and switch the audio tracks. It should be around here if you're on PC. Mobile, it should be around here. You can click that, switch to Klingon, and then restart the video. You switched to Klingon yet? Good, all right. Anyways, enjoy. So I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I hope you enjoy all the other videos which you can now watch again. Be sure to subscribe for daily uploads with more shenanigans, and I will see you tomorrow! Alrighty, hopefully you've now switched over to the Klingon version of this video, and congratulations on your ability to immediately learn a new language. So why am I doing this? Well, the same reason I do basically anything else. Because I think it'll be fun. This feature is a lot more powerful than you think though, and I want to see just how far I can push it. The truth is, I genuinely think this is going to break YouTube in a bunch of very strange and honestly unpredictable ways. For example, are YouTube's algorithmic recommendations based off language, or is it more open now? Because if it's based off language, then what will a language that no one speaks say to the algorithm when a bunch of people start speaking it all of a sudden? No one really knows, but that's just one thing. Another extremely important point is YouTube might not consider languages at all in their recommendations. If that's the case, then technically when you change the audio track on the video and watch it again, it's as though you're going back and watching the same video twice. There's a very good chance that YouTube's algorithm will see that massive amount of rewatches and proceed to push the video even more than a regular video. The truth is, no matter what ends up happening, the analytics on this video are probably going to be some of the most interesting on the platform. And don't worry, I intend to share all of them with you, and I'll let you know how in a minute. Being able to add an entirely separate audio track from the video is extremely interesting. I mean, just think of all the possibilities you could do with this. You could have a behind the scenes commentary, a reaction, a director's cut. The possibilities are literally endless. There's a good chance that YouTube tries to prevent things like this in the future, but I really don't think they should. Maybe the algorithm part if it does end up messing with that at all, but being able to add a second audio track can lead to some truly creative possibilities, especially considering I haven't even brought up the most powerful part yet. You don't need to upload the audio track when you upload the video. You can do it retroactively. In other words, the way I'm going to share the analytics for this video with you is that in 1 week, when I have enough analytics, I'm going to add another audio track to this video talking about the analytics. But that's just this video. It doesn't need to just be this video. It can be every video. In fact, depending on when you're watching this, it is every video. Yeah, from this point on, every video in Project 100 will eventually have an entirely additional audio track added to them just for you. I'm working on adding additional audio tracks to all the previous videos in Project 100 right now, so if you want to look around, some of them should have that. Are you starting to see how overpowered this feature is? I don't think I can overstate how awesome this is. This is the first time, to my knowledge, that you've been able to add length to a video after release. I'm not just going to break YouTube with this one video. No, I'm breaking YouTube with my entire channel. So if you watched any of my videos before, you can now go back and watch them again, and there will be something new. So I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I hope you enjoy all the other videos which you can now watch again. Be sure to subscribe for daily uploads with more shenanigans, and I will see you tomorrow.
If you're interested, feel free to do the same thing on your own videos too. It's a ton of fun and a really powerful feature.